Hey y'all, Darla here, Growing Tropical. I'm out actually under my front entryway, getting ready to plant up two Scheffeleras actually that I have out here. The one that's directly behind me right here, and then I have another one that's directly at the opposite end, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But I'm actually doing this a little bit sooner than what I anticipated. We are in Florida, zone 10 here, and it's kind of hard to get psyched up for the fall months sometimes because it is so hot. I feel like I'm melting right now. It's about 6:30, quarter 7 in the evening, and the humidity, I just checked because I was really curious, and the humidity is about 85%, and it's about 85 degrees, 86 degrees, I think is what it said, and that's hot for this time of the evening, and there's like no movement in the air at all. So trying to get psyched up for the fall is like, oh my gosh, it's almost like a whimsical thought. However, I love to go into the fall months, which means winter's right around the corner, and I love to garden much more in the winter months because it's so much cooler. But anyway, I love fall in the fact that I love the decorations. I love putting all the color in. And speaking of color, I went to Sam's Club and I bought these beautiful brown colored pots. They're 20-inch pots, and I thought they would be really, really pretty, and they would just give the house, if you can see, the color of the house is just like a creamy, it's like a beigey, gosh, I painted it, so I can't even know. It's like a beigey, I don't want to say yellowy because I didn't want to go with more of a yellow, but it's just like a beigey, creamy beigey color, and it's really, the house color is just like a really pretty neutral color that goes with a lot of like the deeper color pots that I put in front here. And so I thought it would look really, really pretty. And I actually ordered some window boxes that are going to be coming in this week. And they are also the dark color like this. So I'm hoping that it's going to give the front of the house just a really, really pretty pop up against the coloring of the house anyway. But so anyway, back to the pots. I go ahead and I'm going to repot the two Scheffelera that I have. And like I said, I really wasn't planning on doing this right now, but unfortunately, we've got a boo-boo over here. We've had a lot of rain, and we had a not really storms or anything, but we had just like some wind, some thunderstorms that came in, and it had a little bit of wind that came. And this Scheffelera is just so top heavy that I believe the wind just went right back behind in the corner, and it just toppled over and it broke my terracotta pot. So that was a week ago, and like I said, it's been so hot out here, and I was going to wait until September to go ahead and try to go ahead and just reform this whole front area, but I'm going to go ahead and start with getting these guys planted up and take it in steps. So what I'm going to do here in this video is I'm going to go ahead and repot these Scheffelera up and clean this front area up a little bit, and then we'll take a look and see just how much cleaner and how much nicer it looks. Okay, you guys, I got them all potted up, and don't they look absolutely beautiful? Look at this big guy. He is going to be even larger and more in charge with his new home. That pot, he needed to come out of that pot, and I put a little fertilizer in there. I hope you guys could see when I was potting him up, two things actually that I did. He was a little crooked. He sat a little crooked in his pot actually, and what I did was I kind of tilted his root ball a little sideways, just so he had more of a straighter trunk. And the second thing that I did was I went ahead and I cut his root ball off by about 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. And sometimes I do that with these guys, my larger trees and shrubs, when I have to plant them in containers. I will take off, especially when they're as root bound as what he was. I find that when I do that, it gives the plant a little bit more of a boost by cutting those roots off the bottom. I've done it so many times, and it never has seemed to harm them in any way. As a matter of fact, he'll take off and his roots will be able just to go right in there and grab that fresh soil. And again, I did put some an 8212 formula fertilizer in there. It's the BGI brand palm gain that I use for pretty much all my tropicals, and they just love it. So I went ahead and I made sure that I put that, in him as well. And I just think the pot is just absolutely beautiful. And it looks so nice up against the contrast of the house, you know, between the windows, his pot, and the actual coloring of the house here looks, you know, really, really nice. And turning the camera around, here's the other one. Again, equally pretty. Now, what I did with him was just a little bit different. The fact that I didn't have to cut his root ball off. He had a little bit more loose around his root ball. He was a little bit younger than this guy down here, and he wasn't quite as root bound, or I don't really think he was actually root bound, but I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to get these pots actually to match. So I went ahead and wanted to get him out of his terracotta pot and put it in this dark brown. And so what I did was I just pulled him out of his pot, as you saw, and I just put him down in there with a little bit of the fertilizer as well, the 8212 formula, and he should take off too. He's a little actually dusty and wilty. Look, we got a little bit of wasp. I think it's a little like New Guinea wasp or Guinea wasp, they call these guys. Sometimes they'll park right on the, usually they're on the undersides of the leaves, but this guy did it right on the top. But anyway, he will clean up real nice. I'll give him a nice bath with some water. I clean all his leaves off and just kind of water him in really good. And then I did one more thing. My first fall decoration is my cute little mat that I have here. I found him actually at, I believe it was a Michael's. I found him and I thought he was just so pretty, just very simple, but the coloring right down here, the dark brown, picks up the pot so pretty. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my first fall decoration up. So that kind of inspires me to go a little bit forward, even though it is like burning hot out here. So anyway, you guys, it has been so much fun. I love doing things like this, even though it's hot. Actually, if I didn't love it as much, I wouldn't do it because this heat is just absolutely oppressive. But I do love it, and I am hoping that we're going to have fall very, very soon. But what I'm going to be planning on doing is I'm going to be making a second video, kind of a fall, or not, actually a sequel, actually, if you will, to this front area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be planting up some fall color. I'm going to have some container pots here, and I'm really super excited because I ordered some window boxes that are actually the same color as the pots that I put out here, the dark brown. And so I am really, really super excited. I have wanted window boxes for years. And finally, my husband and I just bit the bullet and we bought them for the whole house. But what we'll do is we will show you guys, when they come in, we'll show you guys how we fix them to the window, and we're going to plant them up with something pretty. I don't know exactly what yet, but that's going to be part of this transformation of the front, this front entryway area. So again, it's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys got a lot of inspiration from this to get out and do something fall, even if you guys live in a hot climate like I do. So again, until the next video, bye for now, you guys.